Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Action Point. So, the guys of Jackass are, well, still jackasses, and still willing to hurt themselves in the name of comedy. It's been a while since we've heard from Johnny Knoxville and gang, but the last time we did in a feature film, it was with Bad Grandpa. Now that film actually got surprisingly good reviews, and audiences really enjoyed it, so it seemed a natural fit to make another in the vein. Well, this time, Knoxville donned a little bit of old age makeup, but for very little of the film, and instead decided to go with a different route, a much more story-heavy route. And the final result is meh. So, let's go ahead and talk about positives first. So the biggest positive I could give this film is that the physical humor, the self-harm humor is here, and it's nearly impossible not to at least chuckle. I don't know what it is about seeing people fly off of things, or get launched into things, or just randomly run up and hit someone else in a bear costume in the balls. There's just something inherently funny about watching that, and it obviously is much more funny when they're willing participants. That rings true as the best part of the film, when you just have people running around doing insane, crazy, ridiculous things, and it's fun to watch. I don't know what it is, but this brand of humor has lasted this long. This brand itself has lasted this long and has a fervent fan base for a reason, and when it is on display here, it's that same old good fun. The film is also short. This movie isn't even an hour and a half long, so if you're having a bad time, you don't have to sit through that much of it because it flies by pretty quick. But that is pretty much where my straight out positives end, because I think this film falls in a really weird place that I don't know if it's going to satisfy fans either which way, because they made too much of a movie. They actually gave it a narrative structure, and they were very sincere in the messages and the story that they were telling outside of the gags and the humor. And I honestly think that was a mistake. There's too much story. The story that they're trying to set up here isn't great, it isn't original, and it's not needed. I really think they would have been better served, honestly, if they had just set up this insane amusement park and brought in some young new guys with Johnny Knoxville, some girls, and had at it. Just done a bunch of crazy stunts. You could have still called it like Action Point Park or something, and just do straight up stunts, because this felt too Hollywood. Even the stunt scenes, a lot of the times you're looking and you're like, this even feels too Hollywood, and maybe it's because Johnny Knoxville is getting way too old for this. Like, dude, go behind the camera now. Like, set up the brand and maybe just play host. Maybe you're the guy who pops up every now and then and hits one of your friends in the balls or something. But you don't have to do the big stunts anymore. Be the leader of the company now and just let new young people do this. But it just was too sincere in its delivery of this meh story. Johnny Knoxville, you're not an actor. You're not that good at it, so why even try? The little girl was not that good an actress. Nobody in the film was a very good actor to sell this heavier stuff. And honestly, anybody who's interested in seeing this film isn't interested in seeing this story. And anybody who would be interested in a more heartfelt, sincere bonding between a grandfather and his granddaughter isn't going to be all that interested in jackass stunts. So it just puts itself in this really precarious position. And honestly, that's my negative overall, is a complete non-conviction for the brand and for the identity of the brand. Yes, Bad Grandpa had a narrative structure, but it was still all about the pranks, and that film was pranking normal, unsuspecting people. And the reactions to what this little girl and this old man were doing was the comedy, was the funny parts. And we don't have any audience members or any unsuspecting normal patrons to pay off of. And then it's not like the old Jackass and the Jackass films and television show where you're just here to see these ridiculous people do really ridiculous but fun and funny things. Because it's got this story structure, and it's got this heart, and it's got this Hollywood sheen to it, even with the stunts. So it just had an identity crisis, and that's why I think this film is a pass overall. I think you can rent it if you are a Jackass fan, because there are things you're going to laugh at here. If you are a fan of that brand of humor, you're going to laugh quite a few times. But I don't know that you'll want to pay theater price for this. I think maybe it's a little bit too boring and it's not what you're hoping it's going to be. And if you're not a fan of the Jackass brand, I say you can completely skip this film. The narrative structure is weak at best, with technical film elements that aren't very good, and then a style of humor that you're already against. So, that is my review of Action Point. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below, and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Action Point? And what are your overall thoughts on the Jackass brand and the similar style of humor? Let me know either in the comment section down below or hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!